Actually, I'm as sweet as Diane. But when you were talking about spies there, Stephen's story, he and I were, well, he was walking, I was running behind him, as usual, up the mound or something from one meeting to another. And I don't know why, I remember why it was we were talking about spies. Both of us had visits at that time in the 70s from people who came from both sides of the divide. And you used to get great big guys coming in with tape recorders and saying, "I'm Ivan, do you mind?" No, I don't mind at all. Oh, NATO, now what's that? Refresh my memory. And we would also have somebody coming from the other side. And I remember saying to Stephen, "We'll need spies as well. Where do we get that?" How do you set about getting spies? He said, "Well, I don't think, Margo, but we would advertise in the Edinburgh Evening." Such was my relationship with Stephen. But it's really great to see so many lefties here tonight. It meant that, what do we call him, Blair? He failed. We're still all alive and standing. I wish Stephen was with us because he deserves more than anybody else to see what's going to unfold as he contributed at least as much as any other Centre person. No more, because you did see that he was one of the driving intellects in the SNP. I think he was probably the only one. Well, I shouldn't say that because this is she too could count up to 20 without taking her socks and shoes off. She was just dividing line sometimes. But can I thank the people who invited me here this evening to be here, because I'm so proud to be associated in any way with Stephen Maxwell, from whom I learned so much. He was very different from me, with different backgrounds and all the rest of it, and yet we were very similar. And I don't think Stephen and I ever fell out. Did he ever fall out with anybody? I don't think he did. I think he was far too much of a gentleman for that, and I loved that about him. And I loved the fact that I could learn from him. I did learn from him. And one of the things I learned was that it was possible to practice the black arts and still be humane and decent with it. And so I owe Stephen Maxwell a great deal. And when I thought about what I was going to say tonight, I thought, well, I'll tell you about the time the pair of us went to Barcelona. And business, of course, because we're always just pals. But it looked then as though Scotland would lead the race to establish the new parliaments for the submerged nations. And the Catalans, the Basques, the Walloons, the Flemings, all of them looked to Scotland to lead the race. And it's a bit of a disgrace that we fell so far behind. But Stephen and I went anyway to meet Jordi Pujol and the CDC folk and the people who were likely to be involved in forming a government and parliament in Catalonia. And we had a fantastic time. It was absolutely wonderful. We learned, they were soaking it up. And of course, he was so clever, he could earn a lot more than me. But I knew where the good shops were. Because in that time I was coming back to go to the shops. And I'll tell you this story, not many people know. Isabel might remember this. When we came back, proud of the fact that we had Jordi Pujol and the deputy leader of the Parti Québécois to come to Bannockburn that year. And then they came to Bannockburn and the executive walked off the platform. So Stephen and I were left with these very distinguished men. So Bannockburn passed and it came the time you had to pay the tickets, the plane tickets. You can go and whistle for these. So Stephen and I did have our differences with the SNP executive, culminating in the expulsion of the 79 group. I'll tell you the laugh about the 79 group, not many people know this either. The one that they really wanted to expel was my husband. And he was the only one that wasn't in the committee. So Stephen was party to all of this. And he was very, very patient with those of us who didn't have the same intellectual grasp of things as he had. And I'll tell you something about the development of the two nationalisms, the existentialist and the utilitarian one. wasn't that one overtook the other, it joined the other. Existentialism came first, and then it was joined. And that's the case today. And if you actually listen and look at what's happening in the approach to the referendum, we're going to need both strains if we're going to have a yes vote. You'll need the folk who feel it in their waters, and the folk who have worked out that it's the better way to produce a fairer Scotland and produce public policies that we can be proud of. You need both. And I'm absolutely certain that we're seeing both develop, and people shouldn't be ashamed of being in either camp, or in neither camp, or in both. I certainly feel myself to be in both. But then some of them thought I wasn't a nationalist. However, I am a nationalist. I'm a lefty. It's great to see all the lefties emerging again. I wrote a piece in tonight's paper, and I talked about sensible socialism. That's the watchword, sensible socialism. I'm sure it will come into its own now. And can I say that this book that Stephen Maxwell has left us is going to help us achieve the sort of Scotland that I want to see and the thing we want to see. Thank you.